Today I'm sharing a recipe for homemade dog treats. Not only does this save you money, but it also cuts down on your plastic packaging and waste. So I've got a silicone mould here that I'm using to make my dog treats today. I've got a jar of chicken stock, I've got some wholemeal flour and some pumpkin as well. So first of all, I'm going to cut my slice of pumpkin off here. I'm not making too much today, so I'm just going to use a little bit of pumpkin. This recipe is great for using up any leftovers as well. So I'm just peeling off the pumpkin skin here. Once that's done, we can start mashing it. So I'm just breaking it up first with my hands, giving it a good squeeze. And then I'm giving it a finer mash with a fork here. You could also use a pumpkin puree or any other vegetable that you've roasted and have left over. Just make sure you're using dog-friendly ingredients. Next goes the flour. I don't tend to measure my recipes, but this is about half a cup. You can make your dog recipe thicker by adding more flour and perhaps rolling it out and using a cookie cutter. Or if you're using a silicone mould like me, use a little bit less flour and a bit more water or stock. Next goes in a splash of chicken stock, and you'll just add the chicken stock or your water in bit by bit. And keep adding some stock or some water until you have the right consistency. So for my silicone mould, I'm looking for a thick pancake-like batter. But you could also thin this out and use it as well. So when you've got your right consistency, pour it into your mould. And because this one is a thicker batter, I'm actually pushing it into the shapes here. So I'm using my spatula just to push it into each of those dog bone moulds. Really make sure that they are full. And then I'll scrape off any excess off the top. So you could use a thinner batter here, and that'll make it easier to do this stage. That just means it's a lighter, cakier recipe, but Max prefers a chewier, crunchier recipe, so I tend to use this thicker batter. Just make sure you filled in any gaps and then pop into the oven. And oven setting is about 200 degrees Celsius. When they're nice and golden brown, they're ready to go. Let them cool for a bit and then you can pop them out of your mould. once you've got those treats out of the mould, find yourself a good treat container. I've reused an old jar here, cleaned it out, and it's now great for filling up with dog treats. And here you go, your waste-free, plastic-free dog treats. Let's see whether Max likes them. I think that's a yes from him. Hope your pup enjoys them too. Follow for more tips on how to reduce, reuse and repurpose your waste this plastic-free July.